next. Colbert. So here's a little furor. I not that kind. I see. I am funny. I am funny. God damn it. Um, Last week, the Late Show was canceled, which was remarkable because if I remember correctly, the Late Show is not just Stephen Colbert, not just this thing that we all know about. It's like a historical 30-year running. Correct me if I'm wrong. 30-year running night show that's been going on for fucking forever with various hosts and all sorts of skits that people know about, and they're just canceling it. They're saying, you know what, we have to cut our losses. We're dumping this shit. Yeah, that's right. They came up with the famous Skibbity toilet, my favorite. I make fun of it, but it's one of the most enduring memes of the last 10 years. Every so often, I think of that Skibbity Biden. Trump is using Hitler's language. Just comes back into my brain against my will. What was the other one? The vaccine, right? Where Colbert had like a bunch of guys dressed up as vaccination needles dancing on stage. It was a real hoot. Unfortunately, the entire American population tended to disagree, and it had abysmal numbers, and was losing somehow $40 million a year. Was it a year or a month? I want to say it was $40 million a year, which made a lot of people wonder how the fuck does a television show lose $40 million a year? The most prominent influencers of our generation run a streaming setup that's basically a $50 webcam stuck on top of a $200 monitor on top of an $800 computer, and they reach 100,000 people and make more money than the late night show with Stephen Colbert does. How is that even possible? My favorite theory that I saw posited around as a potential explanation for um, how this was possible is just good old fashioned fraud. Kind of like how all those movies, they cost like $1 billion to produce now because they basically just give money to celebrities, and it's all some sort of like vast investment fraud scheme where they pay each other way too fucking much money because they know it's going to be a giant piece of shit. And so they've just been giving millions of dollars to Stephen Colbert for his time on the Late Show, knowing that nobody fucking watches it. But as long as the money's coming in, we might as well just give it to Stephen Colbert. Money laundering. That's the word I'm looking for, the operative word. That's my favorite theory. I think that sounds right. I feel like if US like it's the US aid thing. People joke about it, but why not? Why couldn't it be Stephen Colbert? You have this money coming in to this guy, and uh he gets this money because his policies are popular in Washington because Stephen Colbert promotes it. So he invests money into NBC to the tune of $100 million, with an understanding that 40 million of that goes to Stephen Colbert every year and various other high-ranking officials and executives and producers. And then Stephen Colbert makes the vaccine, which keeps the money from USAID flowing in. Sure, why not? That sounds see, that's what I say about conspiracy theories is that if I believe in a conspiracy theory, it has to be very easily summarized and it has to have a motivation. And that's a perfect example of a very plausible conspiracy to me because there is a direct financial incentive. It is definitely possible to happen, and it wouldn't really take all that much effort in the grand scheme of things. So, there was a protest. By the way, there was an outrage sparked that they had. I keep saying NBC, and I don't even know if that's true. It says CBS, so it wasn't NBC. Look, the difference between CBS and NBC is a fucking non-starter to me. Don't even bother to explain it. I think NBC was defunded to like $1 billion, or am I thinking of PBS, or was it both? I honestly don't know. All these companies have three-letter names, and that's confusing to me. They're all irrelevant, so I don't even know. They were upset. NPR. I was wrong twice. um, PBS, NPR, USAID. Okay, I got you. That makes a lot more sense. Um, so people, for whatever reason, consider that Stephen Colbert being cut by CBS was a direct response to Trump threatening CBS for whatever reason, because they're that arrogant that they think that Stephen Colbert is like a a load-bearing beam in American democracy without the Late Show, without the vaccine, without Skibbity Biden. Democracy doesn't stand a chance, and that's why der Führer, Trumpenführer, went straight after Stephen Colbert's fucking neck. So they said, "How dare you, CBS? How dare you give in to Trumpler?" So they staged a little protest to support Stephen Colbert. A smattering of people between the ages of 45 and 80 showed up. One poo-looking guy here, I think he might be lost. This might just be a mentally he is like in full fucking, oh my god. This Poojit standing here protesting for Stephen Colbert is, I swear to fucking god, if you're only listening, he is in medical scrubs, a full raincoat, and is wearing at least 3 different kinds of masks over his nose and mouth. So he has like a medical mask. I think he also has a cloth mask. And I want to say that he is wearing another mask under that. So he's wearing 3 masks and then is wearing like a biohazard suit that you would wear if like you were tracking some weird rage virus in the tropical forest of Africa and you have to like step into chlorine to enter a tent. Like he's wearing that kind of an outfit. So this is definitely like a zero COVID Redditor who's just extremely mentally ill. And he's upset that one of the only people still talking about the fucking COVID pandemic is gone off TV. The rest of them are just mentally handicapped elderly women. So that's who showed up in defense of Stephen Colbert. I don't think CBS will be persuaded to continue spending $100 million a year to keep him on the air. Oh, I love that sign. He wants to kill our laughter. Heil to the no, no, no. So this makes literally no sense to me. The lettering is terrible. It looks like they wanted to say something else for once, but then made it a W after the fact instead of just starting over. And I don't know what heil to the no, no, no means. It's like I wanted to write heil to the 9 or something. Like 999 because German bad, but they didn't know people would know what 9 means. They might be confused, so they just said no. This is honestly one of the worst fucking signs I've ever seen in a protest for any reason whatsoever. Cool, awesome, good to see. You have a First Amendment right to stand outside of CBS's studios, I think.
Thank you for watching this clip by Colonel J. This is the King of Bold here. Remember to like and subscribe. Juice!